But it's Wednesday, and we can't skip overrated, underrated. Hit the music. Yes, overrated, underrated, perfectly rated. By now, you know how the game is played. If I don't send out the tweet on Wednesdays, people get angry. Like Austin Langley today.
He called you out.
Called me out.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't wrong.
No.
You got forgotten.
It was quite late in the day. I was testing people, Sad. I was testing them.
Yes. It was a good test, all right. And our listeners passed, thanks to Austin and Langley.
Yes. We've got Joseph and, of course, producer Josh Elliott Wolf behind the glass today.
Hello.
Hello.
We will start with this one from Woodrow. Booing Bo Horvat, overrated or underrated?
Oh, man. I want to say underrated. It's underrated. Okay? It's sports entertainment. You do what you like, right? And I love the idea of booing Bo Horvat just because.
Yeah.
That's it. You know? The guy made one comment flippantly, and maybe he didn't really mean it to be against the fan base and more meant it to be against the organization, because in his heart of hearts, he would have truly loved to be a Vancouver Canuck for his entire career, but it was not to be. But you know what, Bo? I'm sorry, things don't necessarily work like that all the time. Life isn't always fair. Something you say might offend somebody that you did not expect. And that's what's happened here. Underrated. Play to the gimmick. Keep it going. It's sports entertainment. Boo the guy.
I think the whole thing is overrated because, like, it's just whatever. Like, fans are probably not going to be that much into booing.
But isn't this part of being a fan, though?
No, it's great. 100%. I would say I do wish he would have leaned into being the heel. Like, the chance was there, right? It's like, it's like Ryan Kessler. Like, he leaned into it.
You
know, he scored a goal against the Canucks once in the regular season with the Ducks, and then he's like, "God, this is the biggest goal I've ever scored in this building." And it's like, come on, man, you scored goals for Team USA at the Olympics here. Like, you've had big goals for the Canucks here, and he leaned into it, right? And I wish we would see that from Bo, but that's not his personality.
No, not his personality. The true play would be boo Bo whenever he touches the puck early on. Cheer him after the tribute video, and then go back to booing him again.
Yeah.
He was a good servant, but you know what? It's sports entertainment. Have fun with it. Do whatever you want.
Segues into the next one from Windsor. Tribute videos for players. Overrated or underrated?
If the player is worthy of it, it's totally fine. It's perfectly rated.
Yeah, depends on.
But when you're doing tribute videos for Derek Pouliot, I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think
that one, I'll never get over that one.
I think at this point they're overrated. I mean, it wasn't like it was like a salute more than anything. It was an acknowledgement of your existence.
But
they acknowledged it.
But you set the precedent with Derek Pouliot that essentially every former player comes back and is going to get some kind of, like, salute.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem. I don't disagree. But I think the whole thing is like, whatever. I mean, is it that bad to give, tip of the cap to somebody who represented your organization? Like, whatever. Who cares? You're trying to be classy. What's wrong with showing a little bit of class?
Yes. I guess so.
And it's not like you're not having a pregame ceremony.
Yeah, it's fine.
In a commercial break.
I missed the Brendan Gaunce video where he scored a goal off his behind.
At least Bo Horvat did score a couple of big playoff goals for the Canucks, right?
Yeah.
He was a captain of the
team. Well,
that's
what I mean. When it's worth it, when the player's worthy of it, then sure.
Yeah.
Fill your boots. Let's get to it. But
Bo Horvat, top 10 in franchise scoring.
There's got to be a line. Like, Bo definitely has reached the level that he deserves a tribute video on his return. I mean, he was the captain of the team. It doesn't even need to be said, but we don't need to do it for everybody.
This one from Vikingstad, making, quote, going for it moves in an unexpectedly good season.
I'd say underrated because I think the sense is like, oh, don't be afraid of making moves. Don't make trades to make your team better. People are so afraid of being good. I would say, though, not for rentals.
Yeah.
But I do think if your team is looking decent, has some clear holes that need to be addressed, and if you can fill them long term with some good pieces that can fit beyond just one, window, then yeah, I think you should be onto it. I mean, you never know how many years you can have guys healthy and playing well. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You never know how things are going to unfold, right? And I'm not saying this is going to be the peak of, Quinn Hughes' captaincy as a Vancouver Canuck. But, I mean, like, you have a chance to maybe get into the postseason, maybe win a round, maybe not win a cup, but, like, at least do something, right? And why should you be afraid of making your team better? I don't believe in that as a philosophy. Always be willing to improve your team, but do so with some discipline. And that's what I would say.
Discipline is definitely the key. You can't be out there spending, $2,500 on a new suit if you can't afford it. It's always got to be responsible in how you go about adding to your team. But I can't, with every soul of my being, sit here and tell you that it isn't incredibly fun when a team does throw caution to the wind to add to their roster and try to make them as close to a super team as you possibly can. Because when the Blue Jays did it in 2015, I had zero qualms with every piece that they added to that roster. Now, they were, granted, a very good team and one that certainly had title aspirations in 2015. But they go out, they get David Price, they get Troy Tulowitzki. It was unreal. You just built a super team over one deadline. And it was like, oh, it cost you 10 prospect pitchers? Sure. I don't care. This is awesome. They played like 750 ball for the rest of that season. It was, as a fan, you want moments that can allow you to be a fan to the truest extent of what that means. A fanatic type moment, a fanatic type run. And when those opportunities come, they should not be taken lightly, and you should want your team to go out and make the most of it when those opportunities do come.
So that was the beginning of that window for that Blue Jays team, 2015, right?
Yeah.
With Jose Bautista and all those guys. And then now you have the new era with Vlad Guerrero and Bo Bichette. And that 2015 year was still their best chance of winning a World Series in these 8 years. The best run they made, and the team that probably has been the best team they've had in those 8 years.
And look, all of those 10 pitchers, some became okay, but most of them just never became anything.
Nothing
right?
you really. I mean,
Matt
Syndergaard,
Boyd, Daniel Norris, Syndergaard had a big
for a minute.
Yeah.
Syndergaard with Dickey for a minute looked like
but that wasn't even the 2015 year.
No, that was the year
that was
after.
2013.
That was before that. You set it up, but that was you're right. That was 2013. They did that, and they did a Jose Reyes trade that year.
It was a unique set of circumstances too, because how often is a GM going to be like, oh, I know I'm out, so I just I'm giving it everything I got until while I'm still here, because Alex Anthopoulos knew he wasn't going to stick around, right? And he's just like, all right, I'm going to do everything I can. And Mark Shapiro came in and was like, what the hell were you thinking?
Hey man, listen, I still think it's been better than any move that they've made since then, really.
Anyways, make trades. Trades are fun.